And now, folks, we move on to the portion of the final time of me doing this TNA Bound for Glory 2024 preview. So, Bound for Glory, as when it comes to this recording, by the way, folks, I should have mentioned this when it comes to this to the recording. It will be recorded, earlier in the day of October 26, 2024, because it's going to be on the exact same date later on tonight of October 26, 2024, for TNA Bound for Glory in Detroit, Michigan. So I do want to say congratulations to Rhino for being a Detroit native to be inducted into to the TNA Wrestling Hall of Fame. Well deserved for being you know the the inaugural Bound for Glory 2005 main eventer alongside with Jeff Jarrett, who's a TNA Wrestling Hall of Fame of his own right, by defeating Jeff Jarrett, become the TNA, I should say the NWA at the time, because it was like a merge of TNA and NWA at the time, until it was not about that anymore, because TNA was going to on to carve their own path, but because of Rhino becoming the NWA world champion, and also being a two-time TNA World Tag Team Champion. So Rhino, also had done some memorable times in TNA with promos and all that, and and things that he's done with during the Dixie Carter era, and even when it comes to the Vince Russo writing, even when you had Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff involved as well. Rhino has even done some things when Scott D'Amore was there, until Scott D'Amore is no longer there, unfortunately. Um, but Rhino has been a key point of TNA wrestling, even days of him being called the War Machine Rhino. So yes, well deserved for Rhino being in the Hall of Fame. Another one that's going to be also worthy to be in the Hall of Fame this year as well, to share the Hall of Fame class as well for 2024, is the late Bob Ryder, who was a former online wrestling journalist, who was also a co-founder, I should say, a co-founder of TNA Wrestling back in 2002 with the late Jerry Jarrett and his son Jeff Jarrett, and he worked as an executive for the company until his death in 2020, unfortunately. So it's another well deserved for a TNA personnel, like a Bob Ryder, just like what they did with Don West last year, that he got also to be inducted into the TNA Wrestling Hall of Fame, sharing alongside with his partner in crime when it comes to doing commentary for TNA, Mike, with the professor Mike Tenay. So Bob Ryder is getting his place, his his stamp of approval to be into the TNA Wrestling Hall of Fame. Well deserved, and thoughts and prayers to his family still for the loss of Bob Wright. So with that out of the way now, folks, let's get to the matches and start with the pre-show. The pre-show will feature a 20-person intergender Warrior Shot Gauntlet match, where the winner will receive a trophy and a contract that can invoke anytime within 1 year for a championship match of their choosing, which means they could get the TNA District Media Championship, the TNA Exhibition Championship, the TNA Knockouts Championship, because this also involves the knockouts as well. But also when it comes to the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Championships, which they gotta find a partner of that knockouts to do so. Which is why it worries me that we're gonna have Trash by Elegance on here, and maybe Heather by Elegance as well, where potentially they could win, which if they are in the match, spoiler, they ain't winning. So we could be relieved for that. And when it comes to the TNA World Tag Championships, that's the same thing. Let's say if you know Jason Haas wins because he's one of the good hands, with with John Skyler. Let's say if Jason Haas wins, then Jason Haas will call his shot where he and his tag team partner John Skyler's the good hands can invoke the tag team title match, anytime they want. Or and they're gonna go to the TNA World Championship, which by the way that leads to what I think about this one here, because the participants in the match is Frankie Kazarian as number one and AJ Francis as number 20, because it's going to be 20 men and women knockouts. It's going to be 20 persons in this match. Frankie Kazarian is going to be entering number one. You also have Sammy Callahan, Laredo Kid, Jake Something, and Jason Hodge in the match. So even though Frankie Kazarian is number one and he's got a disadvantage, meanwhile you got AJ Francis who has the full advantage. AJ Francis doesn't matter if he is number 20, he ain't winning, because the real winner of this match, who I definitely see winning this match, is Frankie Kazarian. Especially the story in the promo that Frankie Kazarian did when it came to the TNA Home Show edition that just covered with you guys already, a few minutes ago, from from the main event segment that they did, where Frankie Kazarian always interrupting and everything, and it says that he'll make sure that the TNA World Champion walks out of Bound for Glory, and I believe it's going to be him. Now he is going to call it down the middle. I believe he will call it down the middle, but at the same time, what I can see happening is what I think is going to happen, which I'll get to later. It's going to be something like how WWE has done in the past. Well, I'll get to that. But I'm gonna go for Kickstarter for the win. He's my pick to win, and that's the pre-show portion of it. Okay, folks. Now I see. So they're not saving the the elegance chicks, girls, whoever you want to call them by, ladies, the elegance ladies, or maybe here's that name for them. I don't care for the elegance name for it, but ladies by elegance. That could be their tag team name. But anyway, it's trash and header by elegance. The ladies of elegance versus Saya Saya Brookside and Brenly Ruiz. Um, they're gonna have the good the ladies by elegance win. I'm pretty sure they will. And who takes the loss here? I'm pretty sure Brenly Ruiz from NXT part is gonna take the loss here. So that's the pre-show. So I thought I was gonna see that match for the TNA Impact show. That's for next week. But no, they're saying they're actually doing on the pre-show here. So I really don't care to see that pre-show match. To be honest with you folks. So I mean, I'll have put in the background and then multitask on my phone, wherever. And I don't care. But anyways, moving on. Now we can move on. Josh Alexander versus Steve Macklin with Steve Macklin is my pick to win here. To get the win here. Over on Josh Alexander. Speedball Mike Bailey to defend his TNA X Division Championship against El Higo El Vikingo. And Mike Bailey, I don't see him losing the belt, so I go with Mike Bailey to retain. For the TNA Knockouts World Championships, Spitfire defends it against Rosemary and Wendy Chu. So Jody Dredd and Dane Lund, they better win. Spitfire to retain. But I don't want to see Wendy Chu win a tag title. In fact, she shouldn't even be on here in the first place. Her character is trash. Moving on. For the TNA Knockouts World Championship, Jordan Grace defends it against Masha Samovich, where I definitely see Masha Samovich finally getting her moment, becoming the new TNA Knockouts World Champion. So yes, I'm gonna go with Masha Samovich to win. Then we get to a three-way tag team match for the TNA World Tag Team Championships. The System, Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards will defend it against the Hardys, Matt and Jeff, to face also ABC, Ace Austin, and Chris Bay in Full Metal Mayhem. Basically, their own version of TLC because they can't call it Table with Stars and Cheers because that's WWE's match, and on top of that they trim up that match, so that's why. So, but anyway, folks, my pick to win here is the Hardys. I'm going for the Hardys to win here. I think they're gonna have a final run as TNA World Tag Team Champions, and once that run finally comes to an end, they'll stick around for a bit, and then I believe after that they'll go right back to WWE. So, and then they could finally be in the WWE Hall of Fame. So there you go. Mike Santana versus Moose. Mike Santana, he's my pick to win. So there you go. And finally, the main event. Oh, I'm sorry. Not yet. We got one more match to go because we got for the TNA Digital Media and the International Heavyweight Wrestling Championships being defended by PCO against Matt Cardona in a Monsters Ball match. And I believe there's going to be a lot of shenanigans. We're going to probably see some debuts, some returns, some type of element surprises in this one. You're going to be seeing some type of shenanigans and this type of thing that like it always does when it comes to PCO matches. And it's also even not that safe to say because Matt Cardona matches too. Especially if you see how GCW was transpired with Matt Cardona versus Joey Janela at the time when they first went to the Hammerstein Ballroom. That was the only thing I enjoyed about that show. Besides Ali Catch versus Ruby Soho. But either way, I definitely see PCO retain here, unless they swerve us and have Matt Cardona win here. I could definitely see that happening in a way. But I'm still going to PCO for the win. So, and finally, the main event. Now we get to the main event for the TNA World Championship with Frankie Kazarian to be the special guest referee of this match with Nick Knight defensive against Joe Hendry. And I believe in this match that Frankie Kazarian is going to call down the middle. Now here's the way I see things when it comes to this. Frankie Kazarian calls it down the middle, only for it to cash in the middle of the match, while he's still he's a special guest referee and everything, and he starts pinning one of those guys, and he starts counting for himself, and becomes a new TNA World Champion. I mean, it sounds stupid and silly and all that, but it wouldn't surprise me if that ends up being the case. It would not surprise me. Or he could just call it down the middle and whoever was between Nick Nemeth and Joe Hendry, which by the way, my prediction for this one, I do see Joe Hendry winning, but only for his celebration to be cut short after Frankie Kazarian beats him down, lays him out, and then catches in his opportunity and pins Joe Hendry. Obviously, you need a referee to be involved, and I could definitely see that happening. And then Frankie Kazarian becomes the new TNA World Champion because again, the key line on that Frankie Kazarian said on that show on TNA Impact, the home show audition was that he's going to make sure that the TNA World Heavyweight Champion walks out of Bound for Glory. And I think he means himself because because again, the only way that can happen too. That's the thing. The only way that can happen if he can if he can win, I should say, cash in. No, he's got to win first. He's got to win that Corey Sharp Gauntlet match. If he can win that Corey Sharp Gauntlet match, then only then he can do that. So we'll see how that turns out. Which is why Frankie Kazarian is my pick to win, and I want Frankie Kazarian to win. I think it's finally time for Frankie Kazarian to become a TNA World Champion. Frankie Kazarian, so far in this company, has pretty much almost done it all. Former tag team champions, former exhibition champion. The only thing he needs to win is that TNA World Championship. It's the only thing that he's always wanted to go after. It's one title that he wanted to get. It's one thing that needs to complete his TNA status of to eventually become a in the future a TNA Hall of Famer and to be one of the most decorated TNA champions of all time and to be a Triple Crown champion in TNA. So either way, Frankie Kazarian is my pick to win. So and there you go, folks. That's my prediction for TNA Bound for Glory 2024.